Braden, I hope you didn't.
That's my job, to protect you.
You know, it's kind of funny. I actually called it. I was like, yo, what if Noma and Carter actually worked together? And it made sense. It literally made sense because it was like, you know, Tariq trying to play, both of them to try to be like, well, they take each other out. And then, Carter brings up a very interesting point at the end. He was just like, well, I heard you trying to do business overseas. You trying to bring it here. Like, how did he know this? Oh, okay, I know. So she's gonna probably put it together that Davis is also in on it as well because again he's still part of Team Tariq. Even though I just didn't like he was moving a little in the beginning like a little funny because he's like, well, no one's my client and all. And I'm like, why is everybody so obsessed with this woman? Like, I'm like, is it that good? I'm like, why is everybody so obsessed? But uh I mean, this episode was just mild. I wouldn't say it was like out of your way to like see. I mean, you have to see it anyway, but it was literally like mild because we got to see a couple of things happen where Kane buys Zion's old fight club because Carter basically gives the fight club over to Drew because he was telling him, he's like, well, you're going to be doing business here. And then that's when, Drew gets pissed off of what Kane does. And then that's when he goes over to like the penthouse, and then that's when he gets like the information, and then he tells Carter about it, and then they raid like the weapons. Now the thing is, I was kind of like sort of caught off guard here with like a few things that happened because I was watching Nico. I don't know if we could still kind of like trust Nico because I was expecting him to just go along with it. I mean, he still probably could go along with the whole betraying Carter, but it might not be what we all expect because he still was looking at him sideways in the beginning when they was talking about like Felicia Lewis's death, and now he's telling him that, oh, it was a car accident, and he's gonna be like, a car accident. First, Kamal mysteriously dies by the Russians, and then Felicia gets like an accident, and it's like Nico been around Carter long enough to know that something is up. Something is up, and he's gonna figure it out, and it's only gonna be a matter of time because it's like Carter's over here lying and saying things that doesn't really add up. So I'm like, I don't know. Nico, you can't trust him. I don't trust him. Depending on what Nico does, I just don't know. Because if Nico finds out about the truth of what's really going on, I don't know. I think something probably might happen there, and yeah, I could probably see that. And then the Diana and Tariq's business, well, how they was talking, because right now she's going through phantom pain right now with losing a child and trying to like do something with Tariq again. She said, Tariq, you don't need that condom. I'm telling you, gentlemen. I'm telling you, fellas. Women know that trick. They definitely know. They know that trick with the condom. Y'all gotta be careful. It's a trick. And he was like, nah, we can't do this. And she's upset about it. But then I guess Rashandria was telling her, she was like, well, you could just focus on yourself, forget about Tariq, and just do the things that you need to do. And then we got to see Effie's mom. Now, I'm not really good with names here. I'm not really good with names here, but we all remember this female, this lovely, beautiful female from The Sopranos way back in the days, right? I was like, oh wow, she's Effie's mom. I'm like, okay, because she was trying to get money from Effie, and Effie was like, yeah, the diddler was touching me at a certain point, so that's when she was like, you ain't getting any money from me. So she was like, all right, you a bitching and calling all types of names. So I'm like, okay. I feel like it might not be the last that we see of her. I don't know. I feel like she probably might come back again. I think so. Because she was basically saying that, yeah, nobody's not going to really love you and care for you and all that stuff. And Kane is just weird, man. Kane, I don't know what they doing to Kane. He weird now. Because he's trying to, because in the beginning, when Noma was telling everybody, she was like, when Tariq and Monet was at the table because they trying to negotiate, right, to figure out what to do with Carter, and then she said, "Oh, we gonna get married." It was just so funny because she's like, oh, I'm like mother-in-law. I'm like, what? It was just so funny. And Kane's stupid because he's trying to like, I get it, like he's working with Noma, and he just doesn't see the bigger picture. I don't know what's wrong with this man. I'm like, haven't Mecca told him anything? He's not seeing the bigger picture. And then Effie is there, and she's waving a ring in her face. She's like, "Yup, I'm getting married. Put a ring on it, and this and that, and whatever." And Kane like, "Nah, it's just business. It's just business. Don't worry about it." He weird now. See, I thought it was cute and sweet in season 3 when they had a thing. Now he it's weird, man. He weird. I can't with Kane. He weird. I'm like, yo, he trying to like, oh, Effie, I got you. Don't worry about it. I'm like, nah, he weird, man. He weird. Then we got, I guess, the situation that happened with Ellie where she overdosed on fentanyl, but it was the the wrong dosage, the wrong batch, and that's when Braden we got a little bit of Tommy out of him. It was like a little bit of Tommy because he's bugging out and flipping out. Now, my only gripe is I don't want him to be like Tommy. I liked when he was his own character because Tommy's will forever be the OG in the original. I don't want any duplicates of Tommy, but it was just interesting to see him bugging out off of the coke he's on, and then he's shooting a drug dealer, and then Tariq is like, "You bugging the hell out? What's wrong with you? Like, this is not how we do things. We got to do things discreetly." And then they running out the fire escape and taking off because this man is bugging out, and then he's telling her, which was so funny. It was just so funny because he's looking at her all menacingly, like, "Yeah, baby, I took his ass out. I took him out." And she's like, "No, I love life. I'm a pacifist. I don't like murder. What's wrong with you? You need to leave." And he still was staring at her like, "Nah, this is love. If Tariq can do it, I can. This is love." It was like, I was like, what? Is she telling him to leave? Now, what if Ellie turns him in? What if she tell the cops like, "Yeah, my boyfriend just murdered a drug dealer," and they show up me like, Braden, you under arrest? Because I'm like, come on now. My God, it's like, what's wrong with these people? Like, this episode was crazy. I don't know. Everybody was just so like Davis is a little shaky and weird, like, because he was talking to Noma in the beginning. He was like, "Well, I'm your number one man, and she like, "Listen, it's limitations here. You got your limits, and that's all that's gonna be." And I'm like, what he doing? Like, what everybody was doing in this episode? I'm like, what's going on? But I sort of called it. I really did call it when I said, I was like, what if Noma and Carter work together? I was like, okay now, because it makes sense because it's the common enemies. Carter has connections. He can keep the police off her back. And Noma can pay him. Like, they can help each other. It's a win-win situation. They can help each other. And I was like, it makes sense. It really do. And it puts everything in a crossfire because Drew is sort of in his way trying to protect the family by working with Carter and giving him information and all. As when they was at the meeting, that's when they was trying to like set it up like, oh, Noma has like this business. She's trying to bring it here. Right. And they kind of being like loosey goosey with the information where it's like Noma doesn't know that. Well, now she does that, Tariq and Monet, but she doesn't know too much about the details that basically Drew was the one giving up, the information to Carter. And this is why her shipment was taken with the guns. Now, I think she sort of maybe got a sense that also Davis is in on it as well. So, like everything is like it's starting to like line up, and I really do like it because she still doesn't know too much about what's going on. Carter sort of has like a glimpse of everything because as we see like also later on when he was like recording and listening in, like, because he's like, okay, she's trying to bring in like more money and more operations to what she's currently trying to do. And he's listening in on it, and then David shows up. He's like, whoa, 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 and he's warning her, and Carter's like confused, like what's going on, because Davis is, he's not playing both sides, but he's working an angle, and then too bad that Noma, I think, probably picked up on that angle. So it's like now You got two of your biggest enemies working together to get rid of everybody else that don't matter. And it's crazy because I sort of called it because I said, what if they actually do this? And then you're going to need, everybody's going to have to work together. You're going to need everybody working together on this one to take, like, Noma out and then figure a way of getting rid of Carter. But the problem is Carter already has information that, Tariq and Braden killed Zion. And he already knows sort of what's going on. So it's kind of difficult. It's really difficult. And Tariq only leverages that he got dirt on Noma. But again, Tariq is still stuck. He's still stuck in a situation, and he's fighting this, not a losing battle, but a very tough battle between both of them. And I was like, shit, I kind of called it. But I kind of want to know what they're going to probably do, maybe with Kane, because Kane is the one that's like, he's literally stuck in the middle, because he's like, well, I'm siding with Noma here. I don't really care what Monet is talking about, as we seen with his little interaction with Anya, his little interaction with her, because Noma lied to Anya, sort of lied to her, and was just like, yeah, your father was a drug dealer. I'm not doing any of that, and I was afraid of your father. So maybe if there is law enforcement that's after me, it was because of that. But you don't have to worry about that. But Anya's not stupid. It seems like she got an idea of what's going on, but she doesn't really know what's really going on. And Kane like, nah, man, here's some money. Here's some money. You can play some TikTok or whatever. And she's like, I ain't calling you dad. And he laughing about it. I'm like, this shit is just weird. Kane is weird, man. Kane weird. Like, I don't know what's going on. he fucking weird, but I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought of this episode. Because frankly, like I said, it was sort of mild. Like, I like what they're doing. Like, some of the pieces are starting to, like, line up, and certain things are starting to add up, which I like, because Noma's trying to gain more power to really take over New York City. She's really trying to become, like, the first actual queen pin to take over, like, all of New York City. Since all of the, everybody else is dead, her competitors is dead, except for the ones that she's working with, or forced to work with, and I like it. It's pretty good so far, but it's just, I want more, but none of this weird love stuff. It's getting weird now, and Kane's weird too. So I'm like, stop it, just stop. Like, drop your comments down below what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll catch you all next one.